The faint aroma of fresh bread wafted from the shuttered harvest table, a cruel tease in the desolate streets of Pine Hollow. Inside, a stranger's desperate plea would change everything. Lucas Bennett traced the rim of a dusty wineglass, the heavy silence of his once lively restaurant pressing against him. Today was the final blow. He had just paid severance to the last of his staff, the waiters, the bussers, the dishwashers, even Clara, his loyal hostess for 5 years, all gone. Shelves stood lined with gourmet ingredients, a quiet reminder of a dream gone sour. He sighed, the sound echoing. In a few days, he would drive back, pack up the non-perishables, maybe donate them to the Crestwood Food Bank. Someone deserved to eat well, even if his patrons had not appreciated it lately. Just 5 years ago, he had poured his heart, soul, and every cent into this place. He had renovated the charming River Street building himself, polished the floors, chosen every fixture. For a shining moment, the harvest table was the place to be. Reservations booked weeks out, glowing reviews, the hum of conversation filling the air nightly. Then, 1 year ago, the giant arrived next door, Fry Haven, a garish, neon-lit shrine to cheap, fast food. Suddenly, his crafted osso buco and delicate lavender creme brulee could not compete with $2 cheeseburgers and endless soda refills. The crowds vanished, drawn by speed and price. Lucas had tried everything: lunch specials, happy hour deals, even revamping the menu with simpler fare. He had hoped the novelty of cheap eats would fade, that the town's food lovers would return. They did not. The bitter truth was, it was not just Fry Haven. His kitchen had betrayed him. His highly paid chef, Marcel Dubois, lured by a better offer at a city hotel, had mentally checked out months earlier. Dishes grew inconsistent, flavors dull, presentation careless. Lucas cursed himself for growing complacent, for trusting too much, for not tasting every dish as he had in the early days. By the time he sampled the tired food his kitchen was producing and fired Marcel in a fury, the damage was done. The regulars were gone. He tried manning the stoves himself. He was a decent cook, passionate even, but running a professional kitchen alone while salvaging a failing business was impossible. He was no miracle worker. Now, staring at the ghost of his ambition, dust motes dancing in the faint afternoon light through grimy windows, he felt hollow. Selling was the only option. He was drowning in debt from a loan taken to fight Fry Haven's onslaught. Default was not an option. He surveyed the disarray: chairs stacked haphazardly, tablecloths crumpled, a faint stickiness on the bar top. It felt neglected, depressing. No buyer would pay a fair price seeing it like this. He would need to hire a cleaning crew, sinking more money he did not have into making the place presentable. Wandering to the back, he pushed open the door to the small concrete patio where his waitresses once took cigarette breaks. He could almost hear the ghosts: Leela, Nora, Emma, laughing, gossiping, smoke curling around their faces. His office window overlooked this spot. As he stepped out, movement behind the overgrown jasmine caught his eye. He strode over, parting the thorny branches. "Hello." A woman flinched, eyes wide with fear, pulling a little girl, about 5, closer. "I'm so sorry," the woman stammered. "We didn't know the restaurant was closed for good." Lucas softened his tone, struck by her panic. She was dressed neatly, though her clothes were worn, and the girl clutched a tattered stuffed rabbit. They did not look like the usual vagrants. "Why are you hiding back here?" he asked gently. The woman took a shaky breath, avoiding his gaze. "Forgive us. Your waitresses, they were kind. Sometimes they'd bring leftovers, things to be thrown out. We didn't mean to trespass. We'll leave now." She moved to slip past, pulling the child along. "Hold on," Lucas said, an impulse stirring. "You don't have a place to live." Her shoulders slumped, and she met his eyes. The raw pain in them hit him hard. "Yes," she admitted quietly. "It's temporary. I'm working on it." Questions flooded his mind. What happened? Where was her husband? Why was a woman who could pass for a teacher hiding in his alley? But her haunted look silenced him. Prying felt wrong. Instead, he asked, "Which waitresses helped you? Trying to get them in trouble?" "Oh, heavens no," she exclaimed. "It was Leela and Nora, sometimes Emma, on night shifts." She named all 3 of his recent staff. She was not lying. A reckless idea formed. He looked from her desperate face to the grimy patio, then toward the neglected dining room. "Can you clean?" he asked abruptly. She blinked, surprised. "Well, yes. I think most women can." "Come with me," he said, gesturing to the main entrance. "I have a proposition." Hesitantly, she followed, the girl clinging to her hand. Lucas swept his arm across the dim, messy dining room. "See this? It's gloomy. I need to sell, but no one will pay well for it looking like this." He faced her fully. "I have a storeroom full of food, enough to last weeks. There's a couch in my office upstairs. It's not fancy, but it's safe and dry. I'll let you and your daughter stay here, use the kitchen, eat the food. In return, you make this place sparkle." The woman stared, mouth slightly open. "We could stay here, cook our meals." The girl looked up with hopeful eyes. "For as long as it takes to get it ready," Lucas confirmed. "I'll give you a back entrance key. Cleaning supplies are in the utility closet. The couch isn't ideal, but there's a pillow and blanket." A fragile smile touched her lips. "It'll sparkle," she promised, her voice firmer. "You won't recognize it." Lucas nodded, feeling relief. He showed her the basics: light switches, breaker box, the storeroom packed with pasta, canned tomatoes, olive oil, spices. He pointed out the office. As he turned to leave, he hesitated. "Forgive me for asking, but you don't seem like you belong on the streets." The woman, who introduced herself as Sarah, gave a humorless laugh. Her daughter, Lily, leaned against her leg. "My husband," Sarah said bitterly, "preferred a newer model, brought her into our home. The only thing missing from their new life was a child, our child. He never cared for Lily, always obsessed with appearances, status. A family needs to look perfect, he'd say." A tear traced her cheek. "I don't have resources to fight for custody." He made sure of that. Lucas felt cynicism mix with sympathy. Another betrayal. "Where did you meet?" he asked, piecing together her story. "College," Sarah replied softly. "I was 20, an orphan, just aged out of foster care. The state helped me get a small condo after graduation, my first real home." A shadow crossed her face. "We sold it, pooled the money with his savings for a big house in Crestwood Heights, the perfect family home." Her voice dripped irony. "Now he has a home. I don't." Lucas nodded grimly. The injustice grated. "My number's on the business cards in the office desk. Call if you need anything." As he stepped out, Sarah touched his arm. "Lucas, why did the restaurant close? It was wonderful, always busy when we came." He sighed, bitterness returning. "Betrayal isn't just in marriage, Sarah. Friends, employees, they can stab you just as deep." He managed a weak smile. "I've got maybe 2 weeks before the bank comes knocking." He left, Sarah's weary face and Lily's trusting eyes lingering in his mind. He felt oddly calm, as if leaving them there lit a small spark in his failed venture's darkness. He stayed away 3 days, giving them space. When he returned, parking his truck down the street, he used the back key Sarah now had. He pushed open the kitchen door and froze. Stainless steel surfaces gleamed under fluorescent lights. Pots and pans were neatly stacked, the floor spotless. Hesitantly, he entered the dining room. It was transformed. The gloom was gone. Tables were polished, arranged neatly. The bar top was spotless, glasses sparkling. The air felt lighter. Sarah emerged, wiping her hands on an apron. She looked rested, the haunted look softened by determination. She smiled genuinely. "Lucas, we didn't expect you." Lily peeked out, beaming. "Mommy made it shiny," she said proudly. Lucas chuckled, impressed. "Shiny's an understatement, Sarah. This is incredible. You're a miracle worker." Then he noticed the aroma. Savory, rich, delicious. On a table set with mismatched plates were steaming bowls of pasta e fagioli, thick with beans and vegetables, alongside crusty bread. "You cooked?" he asked, surprised. Sarah blushed. "You said use the food. There are so many ingredients. It seemed a shame not to. We were about to eat. Would you join us?" His stomach rumbled. He sat, and Lily, with adorable seriousness, placed a napkin in his lap, mimicking waitresses she had seen. The soup was divine, rustic yet layered, like his grandmother's cooking. The bread was crusty, the soup comforting. He ate every drop, feeling satisfied for the first time in months. "Sarah," he said, setting his spoon down, "this is restaurant quality, better even. Where did you learn to cook like this?" She laughed warmly. "I took classes years ago, but I just love it. If I could, I'd spend all day in a kitchen, making simple food special. It's my passion." Lucas stared, regret hitting him. "Why didn't I meet you a year ago?" he murmured. "Maybe we could have saved this place." Sarah looked up, her expression intent. "Saved it? Is it really too late? Couldn't you try again?" Hope flickered in her voice. Lucas ran a hand through his hair, the weight of reality crashing back. "Sarah, I wish it was simple. I took a second mortgage, a high-interest loan, poured everything into fighting Fry Haven, then fixing Marcel's mess. If I reopen, hire staff, buy inventory, and it fails, I'll lose everything. My house, savings. I'll be bankrupt. The debt would be astronomical. There's no safety net." Hope drained from her face, replaced by sympathy. "I see," she whispered. "It's too big a risk." "It's financial suicide," he said flatly. Sarah gathered the bowls, moving slowly. "It's a shame," she said softly. "This is a beautiful space. It feels good." She paused, her hand over a glass. "My husband Daniel and I came here after we married. It felt special." She turned away, wiping her eyes quickly. The memory stung. "Don't worry," she said, her voice thick. "I'll finish cleaning. It'll be perfect for your viewing. Just let me know when they're coming." Lucas nodded, a lump in his throat. Her dignity humbled him. "I will, Sarah. Thank you." He left, the soup's taste lingering, mixed with regret and the weight of his predicament. Her question echoed, "Couldn't you try again?" With a chef like her, maybe, but fear of ruin paralyzed him. The buyer, a slick developer named Victor Hale, known for flipping properties, was set to come with his banker, Mr. Thornton, in 2 days. Lucas spent the next day calling other potential buyers, but Hale's offer, though low, was the only firm one. He dreaded the viewing, signing away his dream. On the morning of the viewing, he called Sarah. "They'll be here around 11, he said, keeping his voice steady. "Okay, Lucas," she replied calmly. "Everything's ready." He drove over, his heart pounding. Selling felt like admitting defeat, not just financially but personally. He stood by the polished bar, smoothing his suit jacket. The restaurant was immaculate. Sarah had outdone herself. Sunlight streamed through clean windows, glinting off silverware on carefully set tables. Small vases of wildflowers added life. The smell, warm bread, a hint of garlic and herbs, was inviting, like a thriving restaurant, not a failed one. A sleek sedan pulled up. Victor Hale stepped out, sharp-suited, with a predatory smile, followed by Thornton, older, with shrewd eyes behind glasses. Lucas forced a smile. "Victor, good to see you. Mr. Thornton, welcome to the harvest table." Hale glanced around, momentarily surprised by the pristine condition. "Bennett, place looks better than I expected." Thornton seemed impressed, lingering on the polished floors and sparkling glassware. He inhaled deeply. "My apologies, Mr. Bennett," he said firmly. "I thought this establishment was closed. It doesn't smell like it." A bead of sweat trickled down Lucas's temple. "We whipped up something special for your visit. A taste of what the kitchen could do," he improvised. Hale looked impatient. "Right. Let's move on. We're on a schedule." "Of course," Lucas said, gesturing to a set table. "Have a seat. Water? Coffee?" Thornton nodded. "Water, thank you." Lucas hurried to the kitchen, mind racing. He needed to warn Sarah, though about what, he was unsure. The kitchen hummed quietly. Lily sat at a prep table, drawing princesses, cartoons playing softly on a tablet. Lucas found Sarah by the stove, stirring a pot. She turned, and her face paled, eyes wide with terror. "Lucas," she whispered, barely audible over sizzling onions, "that man in the blue suit, Victor Hale. That's him. My husband. The one who wants to take my daughter." The one who left us with nothing. Lucas stared, stunned. Victor Hale was her Daniel, the man buying his restaurant, the one who had thrown Sarah and Lily onto the street. The pieces clicked sickeningly. The suit, the arrogance, the cruelty Sarah described. The money for the restaurant was not Hale's but Thornton's loan. Okay, Lucas said, forcing calm, though his blood boiled. Stay here. I'll handle this. I'll take the food out. Sarah nodded, eyes wide. Lucas plated her dish, an elevated shepherd's pie with a golden, cheesy crust over a savory filling. His hands trembled as he carried the plates out, masking his fury. Something simple but enjoyable, he murmured, setting the plates before Hale and Thornton. For 15 minutes, silence reigned, broken only by forks clinking. Both men ate intently. Hale, despite his impatience, seemed absorbed. Thornton ate slowly, nodding occasionally. Thornton set his fork down, sighing. Good Lord, that was phenomenal. I haven't tasted anything so comforting yet sophisticated in years. Hale wiped his mouth. Have to admit, Bennett, that's damn good. Seriously good. Who cooked this? You bring in a ringer. Thornton leaned forward, addressing Hale but eyeing Lucas. Victor, if you buy this place, beg whoever made this to stay. This is talent you can build on. Hale's eyes narrowed. Yeah, Bennett, who's back there? Some fancy chef for today? Lucas hesitated, cornered. The kitchen doors swung open, and Sarah stepped out, chin high, hands trembling, clutching a dish towel. I've put my host in a difficult position, she said, voice steady but quavering. Hello, Daniel. Hale's jaw dropped. He shot up, face twisting with rage. Sarah, what the hell are you doing here? I cook here, Sarah said, meeting his gaze. And please don't shout, Daniel. Don't shout. He sputtered, voice rising. Since when did you find your voice? Sarah cut him off, her voice stronger. Perhaps since you threw me and our daughter out with nothing. Or when you moved your mistress into my bed. Shut your mouth, you lying, Hale began. Mr. Hale, Thornton interrupted sharply, his expression frosty. He looked from Hale's furious face to Sarah's resolute one, then to Lucas. Lucas gave a slight nod. It's true, Lucas said. I see, Thornton said, eyes narrowing at Hale. He stood, placing his napkin on the table. Gentlemen, I have an aversion to business with men of Mr. Hale's character. The financing is withdrawn, effective immediately. Hale froze, face purple with rage. He rounded on Lucas. You set me up, Bennett. This was a pathetic play. Lucas felt adrenaline surge, anger replacing fear. He saw the clean restaurant, smelled Sarah's cooking, and saw not failure but a future. Actually, Hale, he said, voice firm, you've helped me decide. The deal's off. I'm not selling. Hale scoffed. Not selling? You're broke. This place is dead. It was dead, Lucas corrected, gesturing to Sarah. But I've found the best chef in Pine Hollow. He stepped closer to Sarah, arm around her shoulders. And as it happens, Sarah and I are getting married. She and Lily will move in with me. Your threats are empty. Hale's face contorted. Married? You loser. You think this changes anything? She has no money, no home. I'll get custody. You'll tell the judge nothing. Lucas cut in, voice low. Sarah will have a home, and Lily will be my daughter. I'm adopting her. Now get out before I rearrange that smug face. Hale, sensing Lucas's limit, deflated. He shot a venomous look at Sarah. You'll regret this, both of you. He grabbed his briefcase and stormed out, slamming the door, the glass rattling. Silence fell. Sarah sobbed, tears of relief and exhaustion breaking through. Lucas held her gently. Thornton cleared his throat. Mr. Bennett, he said, a smile playing on his lips. Lucas, please, Lucas replied, shaking his hand. Lucas, that took guts. I meant what I said about the food and this place's potential. He lowered his voice. I can't finance Hale, but if you're interested in reopening the harvest table with that talented woman, I'd offer a business loan on fair terms. Lucas stared, speechless. Seriously? Thornton nodded. An investment in good food and character, with one condition. Anything, Lucas breathed. A table always available for me, Thornton said, smiling. Sarah looked up, tears glistening, a hopeful smile dawning. Lucas grinned, the first real grin in ages. Mr. Thornton, you've got a deal. 3 months later, the harvest table buzzed, not yet with customers. Tomorrow was the grand reopening, the Energy Electric. Lucas surveyed the dining room. Warmer lighting, richer fabrics, fresh burgundy paint. The kitchen, funded by Thornton's generous loan, gleamed with new appliances, expanded stations, better ventilation, a space worthy of Sarah's talent. Lucas had called his old staff, Leela, Nora, Emma. They jumped at the chance to return, quitting other jobs, drawn by Sarah's cooking and the reopening's buzz. The kitchen was a whirlwind, Sarah directing prep cooks, tasting sauces, her calm focus intense. Lucas tried poking his head in twice but was shooed away. No distractions, Sarah ordered, smiling. He chuckled, sinking onto a new bar stool, feeling purpose return. The room, polished and styled by Sarah's care, felt like home. They kick you out too, Lucas? Lily piped up, climbing onto the next stool. Yep, Lucas sighed dramatically. Chief's orders. No civilians in the war room. Lily giggled. Mommy gets like that when she's cooking big time. She doesn't notice anything. Even you? Lucas asked, feigning shock. Even me, Lily said solemnly. But Mommy says she's a passionate nature. Lucas smiled. These 3 months, with Sarah and Lily in his small Meadowbrook bungalow, had transformed his life. He had hired a fierce family lawyer, and the battle with Daniel over assets and custody was ugly, but today brought news. Hey, Lily, Lucas said conspiratorially, since we banned from the kitchen, how about secret ice cream? Lily's eyes lit up. Yes, but Mommy says too much sugar's bad. Our secret, Lucas winked. An hour later, Sarah emerged, wiping her brow, smiling tiredly. She spotted Lucas and Lily at a table, finishing large bowls of chocolate fudge ripple. She stopped, hands on hips, mock horror on her face. Lucas Bennett, Lily, what is this? Lily giggled, exchanging a guilty glance with Lucas. Run for it, Lucas yelled, grabbing Lily's hand. They dashed out, laughing, Sarah calling after them, her voice more amused than angry. She found them on the pedestrian bridge over Crystal River, watching bats emerge. She fell into step beside Lucas, city lights shimmering on the water. A comfortable silence settled. Lucas stopped, turning to her, the mood shifting. Sarah, he began, voice quiet but intense. The lawyer called this afternoon. The divorce is final. Daniel transferred the money, the full value of your old condo, into your account. Sarah stared, absorbing it. Freedom, financial independence, she whispered. It's really over. So, Lucas continued, taking her hand, now that you're free, does this make you hate the idea of marriage forever? Sarah looked over the water. I don't know, Lucas. I haven't thought about it. Well, think about this, he said, turning her to face him. He gazed into her eyes, heart pounding, and kissed her deeply, passionately, filled with hope and love born from their shared struggles. Pulling back, breathless, he reached into his pocket. Don't think too long, he murmured, opening a velvet box to reveal a simple diamond ring. Because I kind of already bought this. Sarah gasped, tears welling. Happy tears. Oh, Lucas.